Cool. Might get Jeff C. Might get Jeff C on. That'd be great. Because I invited him on. Oh, I didn't even mention that. And all this talk about the Rebel Media, he's the guy. You know, he's the original Rebel Media guy, not me. Well, I'm the last guy talking about the Rebel Media. Okay, everybody else talked about it before me. So these are issues I hadn't seen brought up that were brought to my attention through one of my diligent listeners and researchers. Basically, it wasn't even my work, except for reading it off the internet. Okay, so Jeff C. in Canada, which is where, I'll put it on me until he shows up. In Canada, which is where the Rebel Media is. And has been talking about him forever. Has been saying stuff as Zionist forever. When I was saying he shouldn't be. He was right, I was wrong. He was right about the Rebel Media. He's been right about everything, as far as I can tell. Which is why I wanted him on the show. I don't think I put crap in my hair. I got a haircut and I shaved. You probably don't even recognize me. Wonder what would if Doshi shaved. I wonder if you guys would recognize him. Hey, Jeff. I see him right there. Jeff.
Can you hear me?
Hey, man. What's up? Sweet.
Hi, Nathan. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing? Let me turn you down a little bit. Oh, somebody's calling. Sorry about that. We're not doing calls today. Decline. All right, cool, man. Thanks for joining me. You said you wouldn't be able to, for sure. You there? Can you hear me okay? Huh, I wonder what's going on. I can hear him clicking. Jeff? Why'd I lose you?
Hello?
Oh, there you are. Hey.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Now I can, yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Now you sound good. Anyway, what's up, man? Thanks for calling in. We're talking about the Rebel Media, and you're the expert. I didn't even want to talk about it without having you on.
Well, I'm certainly not an expert, but I have been on them for quite some time and watching them. And I once thought that might be a somewhat decent sort of alternative website or channel. And then I learned quickly that it was completely a Zionist operation. And it's at the forefront and is basically, in many ways, leading the whole pro-Trump, the fraternity of alt-knights and Gavin McInnes and Lauren Southern, and all these characters are directly connected to the Rebel. And you showed that earlier. I was watching some of your podcasts while I was making supper. I got angry in the chat because the guy that called up before was talking total bullshit. It's Shill.
Oh, I see.
The death fakers, it's all crap. Alex Jones is definitely not Bill Hicks. None of these characters that they claim, it's all disinfo. So when I see that, I try to warn people to stay away. It's actually Alex Jones who puts out that information himself. He employs these people to spread these false rumors in order to delegitimize any sort of serious critiques that are done, so that he can quickly dismiss, oh yeah, I know, I'm Alex Jones, I'm Bill Hicks, of course, right? So it's a clever ruse, but there's no truth to it whatsoever. And the people that proliferate those things are shills, including the guy that called up your show. That is a clear shill. I've been seeing these types of characters for years. I know how they operate, and you have to be careful. And that's why I'm hesitant to come on your show, because you end up working with some of these characters who are not to be trusted, who put out absolute disinfo, like Jarajism and many other characters. Jesse Spots, these are people that I've exposed several times.
Yeah, but you could have exposed me too.
Psyop.
You could have exposed me too, though. I mean, you probably wanted to at some point. Like, I believe that stuff. You know, I guess that's where we had a disagreement. I'm not a shill, though. I mean, I hope you can tell through my other stuff. But I mean, I totally agree with you on this. It's just I'm not sure where you're getting your information about, like for example, that Alex Jones wants the Bill Hicks things out there because I've done videos and he has a shill army come after you.
It came right out of his office.
You think?
There's articles on it. I've done videos on it. Of course, all
Yeah.
my two major channels are down. The people that proliferated that rumor came from Infowars.
Oh, okay. So you have information on that?
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. It's total disinfo. It's purposely thrown out there. So what happens is that when you're trying to reach people with serious things, like you did with the Rebel, and you did a really good job with that, that's serious information. That's real information. But then when you start going down the Alex Jones's Bill Hicks and Christopher Green is Brandon Lee or whatever, all this ridiculous, Anthony Antonello. I know some of these people. I know Anthony Antonello. I've been on his show before. These things are absolutely absurd.
Right.
And they're an embarrassment to any sort of truth seeking. They're purposely meant to make us look stupid. And that's what the flat earth Mandela effect is. I witnessed the birth of the new flat earth movement. I was watching it because I was watching those shills very closely, and they came out with that. So none of these people that are responsible for the whole flat earth psyop are the least bit truthful. They're dishonest liars. I mean, they constantly misrepresent the information that they post. They outright lie about things. They give skewed perspectives. It's a whole operation. And if you want to be serious in this, you have to. I can't tell you what to do, but I would seriously distance yourself from that type of garbage, because that just seeks to undermine the credibility of any sort of serious opposition. And when we see what the infiltration that has happened with the truth movement when it comes to the rebel media, Infowars, all these supposed alternative media channels and websites that are all in it together, pushing the exact same sort of memes, largely controlled by Israel. This is a real problem, because then where do people turn? They end up, and then what happens immediately is that when you broach the topic of truth, 9/11, things like that, people will automatically knee-jerk reaction. Well, you a flat earther? And that's exactly why it's done. And NASA, it plays a small role in pushing that stuff out, but many of the characters like Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson and all this, I've shown this. I mean, I did 60-something videos on the Flat Earth PSYOP. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. I know all these characters very well. And they are not truthful people. They are liars.
Okay.
They're manipulators.
Okay.
They're con artists.
All right. I'm going to stop you there because I've given you a big platform.
Sure,
so,
sure.
So the trouble is, okay, let's talk about something like the Mandela effect.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say something's a psyop just because you don't experience it. Because I can tell you about the Mandela effect. The first time I ever heard about it was after I said, I was live on the air on Patricia Sears' show, by the way. He was probably an agent. Yeah, most likely, but maybe not. She might be earnest. The thing is,
definitely.
Okay, all right.
Definitely.
We don't know definitely anything.
I know 100% that
you
Patricia's
don't. You don't. None of us know
100%
anything, Jeff.
I do.
None of us do. Just like
well,
you
I
don't
know that.
Okay.
You know what? I'll bet the house on it.
Okay, so here's the Mandela
but
effect.
anyways,
Okay,
that's my opinion.
As far as the Mandela effect goes, and it being a psyop, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I mentioned. The past can change on Patricia's show. And she was like, oh, you mean the Mandela effect? I said, no, I've never heard of it. Anyway, after that, I saw a commercial. I started seeing commercials for Depend undergarments. I hadn't looked into Mandela effect. I just heard about it. And I'd worn Depends when I got off opiates. And they were Depends. They were not Depend. And in fact, when I watched the commercial, I said, oh, they changed their brand name to update it, to make it more modern somehow. Yet it turns out that I never wore Depends. Now, so that means I experienced something that people are calling the Mandela effect, along with, as far as we can tell, thousands upon thousands of other people. So if somebody invented that, then I don't know. But how do you say that's a psyop then if I experienced it?
Well, I'll start off with who is responsible for it.
Okay.
Fiona Broom, out of MIT, of course, she's the one that created Mandela effect. She also believes that fairies are real. She has a website called Fairies Magic. The Mandela effect is based on the idea that somehow our past has been altered through time travel or through CERN or whatever. And it claims what the name of the whole effect is based on Nelson Mandela himself. Now, I lived through the 80s and the 90s, and I can tell you 100% that Nelson Mandela never died.
In your memory. He
No,
never
no,
died.
no.
You can't say
not in my
anything
memory.
100%.
You can verify this.
You can't
can go
say
and do all the
anything
research.
100%. Things change. The past changes.
Then anything. Then if you take that tact and you
how
say,
did they change
well,
my
how
memory?
do you know it's your memory?
How
Well,
did
then
they
I can
change
never
my
do-
memory then? How did they change my memory where I know for a
You got it wrong.
fact I wore Depends diapers? But how did it get in my head?
It's because it happens. They
How
know
did it
it's
get in
like a
my
radio
head?
loop or
You're saying they okay, so one way or the other, I remember something that was definitely true. I don't the Nelson Mandela I don't have enough information, okay? There are some other things though that were definitely true, like Sex in the City, and it wasn't because it was suggested to me by the Mandela effect. It's something like the Depend thing. It wasn't ever suggested to me. So you can't say that's a psyop. Jeff, you're very closed-minded because
No.
the flat Earth thing is
No.
crazy too.
No.
This community,
It is a
this
psyop.
community believes earnestly in flat Earth theory and not as a psyop. Listen,
Which
just so you know my background, I got into Stanford. I got a perfect score on my SATs. I'm not like an idiot. And I look at flat Earth and I look at it and I figure things out, and there's something really major to it. And if you don't see that, then people are going to stop listening to you because they'll think you're a shill because you don't cover the flat Earth. The same reason people say that about Joe Rogan.
You can tell everybody that's in the chat right now, if you believe in the flat Earth, please unsubscribe from my channel.
Why
right
would
away.
you do that, Jeff? Because why don't we work
Because
together?
I don't want dumb people as my audience.
But why are you calling me dumb?
That the Earth is round by
How are you
watching
calling
the
me dumb?
sunset or the sunrise.
No, you can't. Because
Yes, I can. Yes,
because I can prove that
absolutely
that would
can
be the
too.
same in a flat Earth.
You
It would
you
just
can
disappear over the
prove
horizon
flat
like an
Earth
airplane.
with the sunrise or the sunset.
An
Get a
airplane goes over the hump too, then, dude. I mean, that's how things disappear on the horizon. We don't have to argue it. Nothing goes over the South
You can
Pole.
watch a ship
No, you can't.
go over the horizon.
Pull out some binoculars, it reappears. It doesn't
No,
go
it
over
doesn't.
the curve. Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
There are videos all over YouTube, bro.
Absolutely does
There
not.
are videos all over YouTube. Are you crazy? You can
No,
unzoom
those
a camera
are
and see it.
liars. Those people
You
that
can't
are
lie.
manipulating people.
It's video.
Say,
of it.
I know who these people are.
No, you don't. You don't know who
These
Jaron
people
is.
are
I've been to
frauds.
his house.
Yes.
You don't know who
Well,
Jaron
to
is.
his house, I know they're frauds.
I've been to
I
his
know
damn
liars.
house. You're wrong.
No,
Why do
I'm
you
not.
think this? Why are
I
you so
am not
close-minded?
wrong. This
Jeff,
is,
what information are you going off of? I've been to his house. What
I don't
information are
care
you going
about
off
his
of?
house. I don't care about.
I've met him in person. What information are you going off of?
Well, the information that he puts out in his videos
Oh,
are
well,
lies. He
there-
lies all the time.
He
in his
believes
videos.
them. He
misrepresents-
believes them
No, he
earnestly.
doesn't.
The same
Well,
way
if he
I believe.
does,
So
then-
if I talk about Mandela effect, am I a shill?
well, you're not helping anything. You're
Well,
pushing
how?
psyop.
Because people believe in me. You know, they believe what I'm talking about, and they think it's the real
by
thing.
astroturfing.
Nobody
Don't be
astroturfs me,
fooled by
bro.
the operation.
Are you
because the
fucking with me?
operation comes to videos like this, and they leave comments in the chat.
Jeff,
I've been doing this for over
why
5 years.
Why don't we work together, though, man? We both have live
I'm not
shows
going to
and we're
work
both
with
legit.
people who push garbage.
It's
like,
not garbage,
Bill
Jeff.
Hicks is Alex
He
Jones
is.
or Flat Earth or Mandela Effect. Those are psyops.
They're
Those
not.
are created to destroy
They're
the
not,
truth
dude.
of it.
I can tell
Yes,
you
they
for a
are.
fact
They're
they're not
psyops.
because I believe them and I'm not a fucking shill.
Well, I'm not saying you are.
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying
are.
that you're falling for.
I'm not
their
falling
psyops.
for it. I'm telling you, dude, I'm a fucking genius. Okay? All right? That's what I'm going to say to you, okay? I'm smart. You're smart. I mean, I'm not falling for anything. Saying that is so ridiculous and insulting to our intelligence.
You're
Why
falling
would
for
you insult
flat
my
Earth.
intelligence like that?
Why
I'm
don't
not
you go
falling
watch the
for it because
sunset
I
or the sunrise.
watch
does
the
the sun go?
sunset and the
Where does it go?
sunrise
Tell me
over
where
the
the sun goes.
horizon. Where do the clouds
it
go,
go?
Jeff? They go
Where does
over
sun
the
go?
horizon.
Where
They
does
disappear.
it go? Does it go in a box?
It's the same place.
Where does it disappear? The horizon. It doesn't
Yeah,
shrink away.
I can explain why it does that. Why don't planes fly over the South Pole? Why can't we fly over
Some
the
of them
South
do.
Pole? No, they don't.
Well, there's a few.
No, there aren't.
But
Why?
probably
Why, if
because
you
of-
look why do we experience no curvature? We don't see any. If you go to a
because
high
you're
altitude
small.
balloon,
The planet is massive.
no, it's not that big.
You're
It
tiny.
drops 8 inches per
Yes,
mile.
it is. It's absolutely ginormous. You can't even comprehend it.
You can
because
do
it's
the math,
beyond-
actually. You can comprehend it because you can do the math. It drops 8 inches per mile squared.
on the
So if you
tangent.
can see out 30 miles, that's 600 feet drop. And you can see out 30 miles. And if it's a 600-foot drop, buildings would actually be leaning away from you at the horizon. From 30 miles away. From 30 miles away.
I'll prove it to you.
You
I
can't
don't know
prove
where you
it
live,
to
but
me.
if you want to go and disprove,
I live on
flat
the
Earth,
ocean.
You can either go and watch the sunset or the sunrise.
I can do that
Or
and prove the
go
flat
to
Earth.
Lake Ontario. You can go across from Toronto, and you can look at the nice big tall buildings that are half
All right.
obscured
So
by the
can
curvature.
we say we disagree earnestly rather than that we're shills? I mean, I think you're just
Well, I'm not saying
close-minded.
you're a shill. I'm
You
saying
are,
that
though.
you are promoting shill operations. And I
But
know
they're
that
not
for a
shill
fact.
operations, and you don't
Yes, they
know
are.
it for a fact,
Yes,
Jeff.
they are. They absolutely are. I
you
know
sound
this.
like
I've
you're
done
having a
all the work on it.
tantrum.
I've done way more work on it than you have.
If
I
you've
did
done that
65
much work,
on the
then
computer.
why are you throwing a tantrum about it? If you're that confident with your research, all of
Because
these things
it's
I've
retarded.
researched.
It's making us look like a basket case. That's the
why.
purpose
You
of
have a
it.
block. You have a block. You have a
No,
block
I don't have a
because
block.
you think
I
it
did
makes you
years
look
of
stupid.
research. How many freaking, how many podcasts and freaking
You
videos I
don't-
did on this shit?
You don't understand the first thing about the flat Earth.
Of course
theory.
I do.
If you think the
You
sunset
explain to me
proves
where
that
the sun goes when the sun sinks below the horizon. Just
goes
tell me
through-
where it goes. I want to know.
It goes the same place
Where does it go?
anything would go if it got
Where?
that far away. Through the vanishing point. If you pull out...
No, it doesn't go through a vanishing point. It sinks below the horizon. That means the
All right.
planet's curved.
It's true.
It's that simple.
Okay. We don't experience any curvature. We don't fly over the South Pole. We've never been to the moon. We fake
Yes,
outer space.
Well, I mean, forget
Why
about
do we do
NASA.
all that?
NASA has nothing to do with it. Nothing.
Okay. Fair enough.
NASA, it's retarded. Of course, NASA can debunk the
Why-
flat Earth instantly because they have a 24/7
But they
camera
don't.
on the ISS. But of course, that's all fake, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all fake because somebody said, "Well, it looks like there's a green screen here," and
Oh, you don't think it's
yeah.
fake? You think the ISS is real?
no, I don't. I think it's real. Yeah, absolutely.
Come on, man. You're not looking at the evidence then. I just did a green screen
Well, I look
expose
at
on that. It's obvious.
99.99% of evidence that proves that it's there.
What about
Or
the
I can
green
look at the
screen I just did?
0.0001
I can show you a
percent
green
of
screen
evidence
right
that
now.
looks a little bit fishy.
Well, if
I don't know.
you know, Jeff, as well as I do, that if one part's fake, the whole thing's fake. They've definitely
No,
faked
that's
ISS
not
videos.
logical. It's
What?
not.
That's what everybody
NASA
says.
has nothing
If
to
one
do
thing's fake,
with the
everything's
flat
fake.
Earth, the shape of the Earth. The shape of the Earth
Well, it has
was
something to do with it.
no, it doesn't. It has nothing
Because
to
we
do.
don't
with
have any pictures.
People thought that the Earth was round long before NASA ever existed.
It is
That
round.
was accepted science for
It is round.
what 200 years,
It is round.
300 years, 400 years.
It's
It's
round.
round.
And it
The
makes
planet-
sense. It's not a sphere, but it is round in many ways.
It's a sphere. It's an oblate spheroid. It's wider at the equator than it is at the poles because
That's
the
what
Earth
they say.
wobbles on its axis.
Right, right. What axis,
You know,
though?
I don't
what are
have
we
to-
anchored to? We have an axis. What's it anchored
Well,
to?
that's
What
called
do we wobble
astrophysics
on?
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
I
you
know about
I mean,
physics,
it's a little bit
though. I
beyond
aced college
deep inside
physics.
the bullshit hole.
Yeah, but I aced college physics, and I understand it. We're not anchored to anything. We can't spin around an axis. We can't.
Yeah.
What momentum is it based on? Why do the stars all stay in the same place and they have for as
They
long
don't.
as human history is? Yeah, they
Absolutely
do. They're
don't.
the same every
But
single year.
anyways, I mean, it's
Well, how is
it's,
that possible? How's that possible
uh,
for throttling through space at
let-
600,000 miles an hour?
Let's just talk
Anchored
about
to nothing.
Mandela effect for a second. I want to go back because I didn't get to.
How can you rebut it, Jeff? It's something I experience. You can't say I don't experience
I
it.
can't help your problems.
It's not a problem,
your
Jeff. I
perception
can't
of
help
reality.
your. Well,
If you think that CERN has opened portals to Uranus, and
I don't.
somehow the space-time continuum
I
has
don't,
changed
Jeff.
names. Of
all I'm
products that
saying
you
is,
had,
it
I don't know if
definitely
you're
is
the right-
something I experience. Okay.
You know, like
Well, why are you a dick, dude? I'm trying to be nice to you, but you're a real asshole.
I'm
you
an
really are.
asshole.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
fuck
really
you.
being a dick.
You're a fucking shill. You're full of shit, man. Look
Well,
at
you're-
you. You're full of fucking shit. You call me an asshole? You ask me to come on your show? You throw this fucking flat earth bullshit at me? Mandela effect? Bill Hicks is Alex Jones? Get the fuck out of here.
I'm just asking why you have to be a jerk about it. That's all.
No, well, I have to be a jerk about it because you won't even let me explain myself, and then you're going to say, "Well, I experienced it myself. I used to buy Depends. I used to wear Depends." Maybe
I did.
Maybe you got it wrong, or maybe CERN opened portals to Uranus.
I didn't mention anything about portals to Uranus.
Changed the names of certain brand products in order to,
Why are you throwing out stuff I'm not talking about, though? I didn't talk about portals to Uranus. Why are you talking about that?
I'm going to say that you're a
Why
shill.
are you changing the subject?
I'm going to tell people not to subscribe to this guy. This guy is a shill.
And I'm going to keep saying that you're legit.
Fuck yourself, Nathan. Go and fuck yourself. You're full of shit, and you're not worth my time. Get lost.
Can you believe what what is it about me? You know? What is it about me? He's honest about his beliefs. He disagrees with a few of mine. We were talking about the rebel media, and then he brought up flat earth and stuff. I'll take calls. Fuck. Guys. I can't believe that. I'm trying to work with the guy. He wants to call me names. He was being an asshole. Call in. Let's talk about it. Gosh darn it. I just want to work with people. You know, this is the problem. This is the fucking problem. I'm trying to talk to him. Hi, this is Nathan. Hello.
Hi, Nathan. Hello, man. My name's Kim from the UK, and just to after that great conversation, I mean, he's a total idiot. I think he's just shot himself in the foot there. But
I hope not. I mean,
anyway,
that's the thing. I don't think he realizes there are people in his audience that really believe, you know, the flat earth, it's not a psyop, and that kind of turns him off not to be open-minded about it. And, you know, I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm saying don't call me stupid, you know? Like, I don't know. Anyway, go on. You heard the conversation.
Well, no, but for someone who is apparently meant to be researching and is in all to this alternative news and truth, he seems extremely naive, doesn't he? I mean, and this is what people do, though. See, that's the trouble is they don't actually ask any questions, and they come back with the same thing. And all Jeff did was talk about the sun, didn't he?
Right.
He didn't listen, didn't open his mind to perspective, anything like that. But the guy, I think why he got so uptight, because he just didn't do any research. He hasn't done any research. He's, as you said, he hasn't broken through that. And it's so common. It's so common.
It's normal,
so
right?
common.
That's what I was gonna say. Is it's like the thing is it's easy enough if you think like you don't want people to think you're crazy. I know that feeling. I didn't even talk about flat Earth for a long time because you don't want people to think you're crazy, and you kind of feel like you might be crazy. But you know, in truth, we want to talk about it. So, I believe these things. I have my background academically and otherwise where I believe it. And I feel insulted when people say I'm stupid because I believe it. And then also, you know, can't engage in just kind of a civil discussion. Like, how can you just tell me that I'm stupid, or I don't even know what he's saying with the Mandela effect. I don't know. I feel bad because I know that he's honest. I think
you should have just cut off sooner, man. Because
I wanted to hang with him, you know.
You gave him a chance, but he just didn't have any information, no ammunition. So basically, he didn't have any research in any of it, did he really? So
right. Well, that's what I was trying to tell him, but you know, I can understand. I still wish him the best. We all need to, you know. I still say watch his show, donate to him if you like him. You know, I don't know why. I don't know why people think I'm a shill. I think I do a good enough job showing that I'm not. But yeah, it's a lonely battle.
You guys bandy that word around a lot. I must admit. But then again, I'm a bit of a yokel because I'm out in the middle of the country, so I'm a little bit distant. On a lighter note, anyway, Baked Alaska, man, is a dessert, yeah?
Yeah, is it a dessert? Okay. It's also a sushi roll in LA.
It's the one where you actually bake a sponge, but inside you've got ice cream.
Oh, okay. You bake us. What do you bake?
Really nice, really nice.
You said
really
sponge,
nice. Yeah, really
like
nice.
a sponge cake?
Yeah, and the art is that, and when you serve it, you've got the hot sponge on the outside, and inside you've got ice cream.
Oh, that sounds good. That does sound really good. Yeah, in sushi, this restaurant I used to go to, it was like a salmon roll with scallops on top and baked. So it was a baked Alaska, if that makes sense. Because salmons are from Alaska. Because of salmon's from Alaska. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, it was.
It's difficult to know what to eat these days, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
Another point I wanted to make quickly was, I don't understand what you need sponsorship and stuff, but I think when you said it, you were going on. I watched. I think it was something else I watched that you said, and you were going on about being able to pay $1 a month. And I know it sounds really heavy, but just sometimes people don't have money.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
If you live outside, and what I've done is to try and make a point to a lot of things. I've decided to live in a yurt, and I'm trying to do everything away from the system. But obviously, I live in the system, so it's difficult. But I do bartering and stuff like that sometimes. When I do work, and it's a shame that you're not going to be able to. Some of your stuff's going to be not available. I mean, I can donate, I suppose, when I can, but
well, don't worry, I'm not.
This is the truth. This is the truth, man. I mean, it's. I could actually say, I do a bit of art. Maybe tell me a design or something, and maybe I can send you a mural, and you can.
I would love that,
and
it. I appreciate the sentiment.
Shove it on the wall or something.
You're not the audience I was aiming at. There are a lot of people that have that aren't in the same situation you're in. I totally get it, man. You're paying for a long distance call to call me, and I just give people a hard time because a lot of people do deserve it. That's all. You don't, and you're obviously taking it to heart, and I don't want to do that. I appreciate your spiritual support more than anything. So, and you're calling into the show, and I should take another call because people are excited to talk about this.
Sure. And but you guys out there, I mean, you're also giving me inspiration because it's good to hear you younger people, you're coming out and you're aware that we're living in, as we all know, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I've got children, and I'm a young father, but they're old, it happened early, but they're totally blind to everything.
Yeah.
And I don't see them that often. And I get that problem, because I want to talk about reality. I want to, in a sense, help them. But you're left with that stereotype of, young children don't talk with their parents, blah, blah, blah. Again, that's all bollocks,
Yeah, well,
I'm still going on all engines, and I've done all kinds of things. But it's just this whole ridiculous thing that, it's good that you're out there because we need to crack this we need to crack this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, we will. And you just being out there and doing your part, it makes a difference is whether it feels like it or not, it's essential for us breaking down the matrix. And what I was going to say is, I live with my dad, he's 72. And he's blind to it all. So we're kind of in the reverse situation. It ends up that we don't really talk about much. We live in the same house, but there isn't much to talk about. But we can still get along. And he knows what I'm. And I tell him he was watching the SpaceX landing, and I told him it was fake, and I tell him to look up at the chemtrails and stuff, and he laughs. And but we get along, and I think you got to find whatever ways you can relate, and eventually with enough suffering, these same people will wake up probably, and who knows? It's not like they'll be thanking us or anything, but at least we'll be there to kind of catch people up on what they've been missing.
Well, yeah, it's a difficult one, that one. I mean, because, yeah, I know you guys are, there's a lot of Bible theory out there, and that's cool. I'm not saying it's wrong, but that's the problem, you see. That's what I'm trying to strive for, to actually know exactly who we are. I think last time I spoke to you, I mentioned Floyd Pye, but he presents some really good theories on our origins and stuff like that. But,
cool.
I'll get off now.
Okay,
but
cool.
If you think about a design, I'll get back to you. Get a design in your head, and I'll get something going.
All right, cool. All right. Thanks for the
Take
call.
care.
All right, see you. Okay, we'll get another call. Sorry, guys. He's a great guest. He's a repeat guest. And he did have something to say about Jeff. Phones are open. We're doing a longer show. I don't like to get in fights with people. I call them, I guess, I don't know. You'll have to tell me if I felt like I didn't start name calling first. I don't know. This is Nathan.
Hey, what's up, Nathan?
Hey.
Scott from Michigan.
Hey, Scott, what's up?
Hey, so sorry, I just tuned into your episode. But first of all, I wanted to say I think the Patreon thing you're doing is awesome, dude. I'm for sure going to be donating, and I think that's a great way for you to make some money, but without having to take away any of like your main content from anyone or anything. I think that's a really good idea.
Cool. Have you seen any of the video? I already have 2 videos.
I haven't. Nope, I haven't gotten on there yet. But
okay,
that is
cool.
gonna be like the first thing I do when I saw that you had started that, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I really hope you guys get some value out of them. It's going to be interesting because I can do it because I know that those videos are going to be watched by people who really watch the show, and so they can be maybe a little bit more intimate, and I can go over stuff that I wouldn't go over, on YouTube. So it should be. I'm hoping to make it worthwhile and hopefully post something every day. So.
Because some of your fans watch like all of your work, and so
right.
we can't get enough of you, So if you put out more stuff, that's great, and we're willing to pay for it, especially to make the content even better and help you out,
Okay, cool. Well, that's great. Yeah, I'm excited about it because it's something I can do. I can do it while I'm driving. I have tons of things to talk about, so that's great. Thanks for that. Yeah. Oh, did you catch the fight with Jeff C? Did you catch the fight? Jeff C?
Oh no, I didn't.
Oh. That's what everybody's calling me about right now. Jeff C was just on the show. We were talking about the flat Earth and the Mandela effect and stuff. And we had a big fight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just talked you into that. Oh, no, what? Yeah, I didn't know who you were talking to. That makes sense. Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. I figured that's what everybody's calling me.
I was actually going to, say something. Just last night I was watching one of Jaren's videos. Again, I love him too. And he had one about north-south navigation that I had never watched. I had never studied that before. People really need to look into the history of the north-south navigation of the Earth, because we actually have like no record of anyone ever making the full trip all the way from one pole to the other and back up the other side. It never happens. They always end up touching the pole and then coming back through the same route they came.
Exactly.
Which technically that doesn't show anything about a globe whatsoever. That could work exactly the same in the flat Earth. Exactly. So I found that really intriguing.
Yep, exactly. And that's what I was trying to bring. Antarctica, like we've never even flown over it,
No. Yeah.
So,
we avoid it every time. Planes aren't allowed to go there. We got a treaty there, so no one else can go there. And it's just.
And the stars in the sky, too. I mean, the stars in the sky thing, too, hopefully. And then also to accept that NASA's lying and then say, oh, but that has nothing to do with I don't know. I just wanted to tell him because I know, because I get to talk to my audience and stuff. I don't know if we have the same audience, but we could. If, he were maybe a little more open-minded about that stuff, because people are real truthers who then get into flat Earth, and it's probably mostly real, and people have to accept that. Because I don't.
Yeah, for sure. One of your videos that really opened my mind on that was one of your first I ever saw was just called Flat Earth. Flat Earth is not a psyop. And I thought that was a great point to make, because everybody just thinks that oh, even if there's one little fact here or there, it can't be true. The whole thing can't be true. But there's way more than just a couple things. There's like people are dedicating like their lifetimes worth of research to this.
Yeah, yeah, and there's so much stuff. I don't think anyone has proven or will ever prove that the Earth is flat, whatever that means. I think we have, to my satisfaction, shown that it appears flat, and for all intents and purposes, it acts that way. What it looks like from outer space, whatever that is, who the heck knows? But there's so much stuff that's interesting and so much that's compelling that limiting it to the sun disappears over the horizon, I think is short-sighted, especially when, Flat Earth can explain that. But anyway, Flat Earth theory, that is. But anyway, yeah, that was, gosh, I wish we could have not had a fight. Anyway, do you have anything else for me? You still there?
No, I think that was it, man.
Okay,
cool. Thanks so much.
Thanks
I'll
for
be
the
heading
call.
over to your Patreon right now. Have a good one, Nathan.
Cool, thanks. I feel like people think, from the phone calls I get sometimes, I feel like, I wonder if I've been blowing out the mic. I've seen it go in the red a few times. People think I'm like having plants call in and stuff because people call in and they're so freaking nice. Like I wish somebody would call in once in a while, call me a jerk. Just let me know I'm doing the right thing. I'll take one more call. What a show. Crazy. I guess I'll cut out the part where Jeff C. and I talk. Just because it's good radio. This is Nathan.
Hey, what's up, Nathan?
Not much.
Johnny calling back.
Oh, you're calling me back? Well, you don't get to call twice.
Well,
what's up?
I'm the one that called and told you that.
Oh, that's right. You get to call twice. So what did you?
This is Johnny Appleleaf.
Oh, okay. Hey, what's up, man? Hey.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you and I guess everyone in the chat and everybody that I feel a part of. I really needed to personally see that and hear that because it was very eye-opening for me. He's a very closed-minded person, and it helped clear up a lot of questions I had because I liked both you guys, and just I don't know, it just needed to happen for me, and I'm glad it did, and I'm sure it needed to happen for some other people, so I hope they got out of it what they needed to get out of it, and I think you did a great job and did nothing wrong, so.
Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. I'm sure his listeners might have a different opinion, and I'd be curious what they think. Maybe I shouldn't have said he was being an asshole. Maybe I thought that's a word people throw around and stuff, but anyway, it is good when things are sorted out. It's good when people talk to each other because at least you get a resolution, At least it's not everybody talking about each other and stuff. So, all right, man, I appreciate it. Thanks for being a listener.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, have a good one.
See ya.
All right. Cool. Okay, cool. He's going to be like, yeah, Shill's calling in his show and astroturfing. Astroturfing. Man, I have the more people hate the truth. I mean, that's the one thing. When you tell the truth, everybody hates you. But you guys like me, so I never know for sure if I'm telling the truth. But everybody hates you. I don't know what it is. The guys at the Rebel Media are pissed off already. And now Jeff C. And now, I don't know, Jeff C's tied in with them. I think Call for an Uprising is a shill, probably. And Jeff C's friends with him. Been friends with him for a while. But I don't know. Call for an Uprising called him the show. I don't know for sure. He certainly doesn't get very many thumbs down. And I know how it works when you're telling the truth. But he also caters to a much younger audience than I do. So I can't really say. Totally different demographic. We're blessed. It was a good show. It was enlightening, the last caller said. I'm getting this call over and over again, but I'm not going to take any more calls. I think we're satisfied. Oh, so some people wanted to, so we're at the end of the show now, we can talk. People wanted to say the call-in show, a call-in only. Okay, I'll take. If somebody's gonna be this damn persistent, holy crap, calling every freaking second. All right, I'll take your fucking call. Go ahead. I know you're on the auto dialer. How did I miss it? Call again. I already had the phone open, but there's some kind of... How does it say miss call? Come on. It'll get through. It's like an auto dialer. It's pretty amazing. Hope it's not a prank call. Oh, he texted me. Got it. He texted me back then. What? You call me 500 times? And then you can't call? Oh, he probably heard that I was ending the show. Okay, I'm calling you. Let's see if I can get him. Oh, there it is. There it is. This is Nathan.
Hey, just watching your show.
Yeah, what's up? You weren't the one calling over and over either.
Yeah, I just saw you say something about the auto dialer. I was like, oh, they're called back.
It's not you. It's this other person. That's what's funny.
Okay. I was like, I didn't think I called that much.
So what's up, man? I'll take the call. Go ahead. What's up?
Okay, no, I was just that was crazy what happened with you and Jeff. Was that Jeff C?
Yeah, Jeff C. Yeah.
Now, why does he think that Jaron and all the people who talk about flat Earth are shills?
Because he thinks the flat Earth is a psyop made to make people look bad. I mean, all I can say is that he has a thing where he doesn't want to appear stupid or crazy, because like he's the truther. Like, this is what I can imagine going through his head. He's the truther that keeps it real, that doesn't get into the crazy bullshit like Mandela effect, Hollywood death fakers, yada, yada, yada. And so automatically, as soon as those things come up, then he just blocks it somehow. That's all I can figure. That's the way I could justify him doing that is he just doesn't want to look crazy. He wants truth to be pure, away from conspiracy theories, you know.
I don't know. He looks crazy when he's talking about the ISS being real. You know, it's like,
that's crazy.
That's so fake. And the the moon's so fake. Everything in space, it's so fake.
Right.
I don't know how someone could believe that.
Well, and how does he say, the one thing I know from conspiracy theory stuff, or from stuff I've looked into, is that if you're looking at an event and you think it's staged, when you find one thing that's fake, that means the whole thing was faked, basically. Because why would they fake one thing? It's the same with the ISS. We can look at videos that are definitely faked or done on parabolic flights or whatever, or green screen. You can definitely see it 100%. So why would they do that? You're telling me the other times are real? I mean, you know, that's what I meant by that. And then for him to come back and say that's not true. I don't know. It was a little weird. I wish it were different.
Well, I bet he's going to be going after you now.
I know. What's new?
So you're gonna have a video coming out.
What else is new?
There's gonna be a lift the veil exposed.
Well, I've already got like 3 or 4 of those right now going on. You know, people say, "Oh, proof that you're under attack." I'm like, proof? Everybody hates me.
Well, no, we like you.
I know.
You're doing a great job, and I think your live shows are great.
Okay, cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks for taking my call, Nathan. And you're doing a good job. Keep it up.
I appreciate you. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Okay, the show's over. Thanks, everybody. Tune in to this show live every Monday through Friday at 1:11 p.m. Pacific time. That's 4:11 on the East Coast. And I will see you tomorrow.
The efforts to ban literature